Hello everyone, and welcome to another Attack on Titan manga read along. It is the 20th of October already, and we haven't heard anything so far about when the last part of the last season is going to air. When did we say that's going to. When did we say we're gonna get that announcement? I don't know. But so far it is, hi Dark Shadow, welcome. You just missed me losing really badly at Pokemon TCG because I keep getting paired up with fire dicks, and I bought a grass dick, and yes, it goes badly in November. Okay, so in November we'll get the update, but for now we are continuing on as usual. Today we'll be reading chapter 59 to 62, which I think is the total of volume 15. Nothing new then. Nothing new. I hope you had a nice day. We are just about to start reading Attack on Titan manga if you care to join us, but feel free to tell us how was your day as well. My day was nice. A little stressful. Feelings of guilt about maybe not wanting to go on a trip with some friends who really want to go on a trip. But it's not about not wanting to go with them. It's just about, not wanting to go on a trip right now. The creator of Attack on Titan is coming to the USA for the first time to go to a comic book convention. He's doing a panel. Oh yeah, I saw the headline. Anime NYC hosts Attack on Titan manga creator Hajime Isayama. Kodansha and the staff of Anime NYC announced on Wednesday that Attack on Titan manga creator Hajime Isayama will attend this year's event in November. It marks his first event in the US. He will have an autograph signing on November 18, and then he will talk about Attack on Titan on the event's main stage on November 19. Anime NYC will reveal information regarding tickets for the signing and panel in early November. Kodansha will also host a booth featuring an Attack on Titan activation at the event. That is very cool. I wish I could go. Everything happens in America. But to be... Well, never mind. I was going to say something that I shouldn't say. Not me, says Ola Shadow, and Elizabeth says, hello. Hello, Ellie. I think I'm hearing hunger come upstairs. My throat was a bit sore, so I might be coming down with a cold. Spent most of the day watching Bleach, only 30 episodes away from starting a new season. Woo! And it's going to be such a great start. I'm excited for you. The tickets are going to be way overpriced. Yeah. I will read but I think getting an autograph by him is worth it. I don't know the price, but I would pay quite a lot to meet him in person. I would pay quite a lot. I think so. But not really. But if he was in my area, yes. But if I had to travel to the US, no. No. Maybe when I travel to Japan, I can meet some people. Okay, here we go. Volume 15, chapter 59 is called Soul of a Heretic. It starts with this reporter guy saying, according to the bar patrons, this tall man called himself an MP. That started rumors that have spread across the town. And now they all know that the military police brigade fought the Survey Corps here. By tomorrow, everyone within the walls will have heard the news. But don't worry, Chief Doc, we can get our article out before that. The media helping the police to cover up a story? Surprising. Actually, I remembered I do have water. So take
No,
that to the...
I can take this thing.
Yeah. Okay, sleep tight. Bye.
Okay,
I just
good
started
night.
my video.
Okay, cool.
See you tomorrow morning.
Okay.
What's tomorrow? Thursday? Tomorrow the Halloween event begins for Pokemon, I think.
Okay.
Yes. I think so.
We're
I'm not
going
sure. Fuck you.
to-
Jeez, you just... What? Made me angry for no reason.
Immediately.
Yeah! Telling me at the last minute, of course. Bye. That would never happen in the real world. Never. Media covering for organizations being corrupt? What? No. Such this chapter is sort of very poorly because it's so, I mean, I know this is about monsters like big ass giants and stuff, but this is unrealistic even by Attack on Titan standards. No, I'm joking. Anyway, so the official word is the military police brigade used new maneuvering gear, which it developed in secret during a battle with the currently wanted remnants of the Survey Corps. Captain Levi, known as humanity's strongest soldier, escaped, and extensive casualties were suffered by both sides. No, I need you to wait. We don't fully know what happened either. So, does that mean the interior squad did this? Hey, oh no, not forcefully. Hey. So it is true that they operate independently of the regular military police brigade. Scribble, scribble. Hey, Pierre. Sorry about that, Mr. Doc. We won't mention anything about the interior squad. I appreciate it, Roy. This kid's still a cub. He hasn't realized that you pay us money to write the stories that you approve and tweak them. I mean, I misread. He doesn't understand how things work inside this wall. Keep anything about the new equipment out of the story, too. I can't believe they really made those things. Just wait until they come out with their own report. And then you can just report what they said. Forget the truth. Forget questioning them, man. No, we don't question things inside this wall. We have to stick with the narrative. Advanced vertical maneuvering equipment. Shotguns. Useless against titans. But if you wanted to kill humans, it's like they were designed to take down the Survey Corps. And if they kept all that a secret, even from us, that means it's completely possible that one day it'll be us on the wrong side of those guns. Dun dun dun! And that is why... at least he realizes that. Let's just put it that way. Okay, here we have Armin, I think, barfing. Yes, barfing. Mikasa coming to console him, saying, he says, Mikasa, did this happen to you too? Sorry, Mikasa. It's okay. I'm sorry. Hoo-hoo. Oh yeah, this, where did I see this? I'm pretty sure I saw this. Someone tweeted this picture of Sasha and Levi. And then, yeah, they cut that out of the anime, right? And, I think it was during the last season, when they at some point showed Monkey Boy's butt, right? And then they were like, yeah, Mappa is cool to show their butt when Wit didn't even want to show shirtless Levi. Your turn on watch. How's Armin? Still outside. I see. Oh, that's what happened. So Jean couldn't shoot. She was going to shoot, and then Armin shot first. So he killed someone, and that's why he's throwing up, because, I mean, that should be crazy. Like, today Hanko told me he's watching this show, Jack something. But it has, you know, Jim from The Office, the actor. So he acts in this thing, something Jack. And anyway, so there was an episode in season 2 where he works with like a secret police service in Sri Lanka or Venezuela. And then there was a South African guy, and he said something Afrikaans in the episode. So this is what they were telling me. But then he gets his, spoiler alert, he gets his finger cut off. And like, that shit is such run-of-the-mill things, you know, in real life. People getting their fingers cut off, torture, and blah, 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 blah. Phew. And I just think to myself, oh my God. You have to like, what do you have to do to become this kind of person that you can just cut off someone's finger? Okay, then Armin shot her in the head. Mikasa was shocked. Jean was shocked. And Armin said, we're almost out of the town. Did he also do this in the anime? Yes, Jack Ryan. Did he also do this in the anime? Because I don't remember. There's actually a pretty... It shows the best side of Armin. Where under pressure at the last moment he can make decisions that shooting her. I think that shows the best side of Armin, because although he did, okay, that's good. I think it shows the best side of him, where, you know, he's always the kind of guy that will make plans, that wants to talk things out, that will make plans that go about things in the least, like with the least problems for everyone involved. But when it comes down to it, when it's between right here, right now, it's either this girl who's about to shoot. It wasn't like she was just standing there threatening him there's a gun in his face. And Jean was scared. He wasn't able to shoot, and he made the decision. So, like, I think that's a fair call to make, a fair, like, if it's, I don't know. This is a good moment for Armin's character in the story. It's a difficult moment. It's not something you would want anyone to have to go through, ever. But it's kind of nice, like, for me, if I were on the run from the government, and I was on the run with a few people, like, trying to just, all we want to do is find out the truth about the situation, right? And then there comes a moment when someone has a gun in my face and I'm not able to shoot them. It'll be nice if there's an Armin in my friend group who can cover for me, you know. Anyway. What's wrong, Armin? This filthy stable makes you lose your appetite? No. And then everyone looks at him. John, what? I mean, what? There's something I don't understand. Honestly, when I pulled my gun, I thought I'd be too late. I'm sorry, but she already had her gun pointed at you, so I can't stop wondering, how was I able to shoot first? Well, because she hesitated for a moment, right? Oh, Armin, I'm sorry. I should have fired, but I couldn't. And now, so that's what it was. Oh, she hesitated. And Armin didn't see. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. John didn't shoot because he saw her hesitate. Armin was looking forward, and so he didn't see her hesitate, and he shot first. That says a lot in a very small... With a very small interaction, it says so much. Interesting. Would she have pulled the trigger? And should Armin and Jean have waited to find out whether she would pull the trigger or the next guy would push her out of the way and pull the trigger and shoot him in the face? Like, how late is too late? How much time... It's a very vague concept, but it's a very interesting discussion and an overall theme because, like, like I was explaining, I was just explaining, I can justify him shooting her because there was a gun in his face. What was I supposed to do? Whereas, if there's any hope, any moment that you could still negotiate with them so that no one has to shoot anyone, you should take that chance. But how late is too late to give someone a chance? That's the theme here. Because here, she hesitated. Was there a chance there that we should have taken that Armin didn't know about? Interesting. Because in later seasons, like I talk about how I don't like bringing up later seasons. So when we get to that part in the manga, then I'll discuss it. But I want to make a mental note of this scene when I get there. So I'll try to remember. Okay. So the woman I killed must have been a kind person. She was much more human than me. But I was able to pull the trigger right away. I'm Armin. Your hands are already dirty. You can't go back to the way you were. But that's not true. The woman I killed must have been a kind person, much more human than me. I don't think that that's true. You don't know if she's killed before. She was working with freaking Kenny. You don't know if she's killed before, firstly. And secondly, just because someone hesitates doesn't mean, like, she was still there with a gun in his face, and like Armin was freaking driving a horse, and it was like that, and my friend is gonna die, or I need to shoot. What did she have? Like, she hesitated because she was in the power position, and this was a child in front of her. I don't know how old. She looked older to me. So like, of course, just because she hesitates doesn't make her more human in that situation. That's all I'm saying. Why would you say, accept who you've become? If your hands were still clean, John probably wouldn't be here right now. You were able to pull the trigger like that because your friend was about to die. You were smart. You understood that there was no room then for hesitation or compromise. No room. That's a very important theme. Because we know who Armin is, and like always up until the last moment, he's trying to communicate. He's trying to compromise. He's trying to, yeah. So in that moment, though, there was no room. And yes, it's very vague. Like, okay, but when is, so for example, let's say this box is too long for me, but you might think the box is too short. So we have to see, or you might think the box isn't long enough, or it's just right, whatever. So like it's a vague concept about what is too long. When is there no room? Because you and me might have different opinions on that. The line is blurry, right? Like, where does it, we have to decide where is too long, where is too short. And it's the same with when is there no room, because some people believe that Eren had no choice. There was no room. It was the world was against them. There was fuck all the innocent people. Those people were going to kill them, and there was no room for discussion. There was no room to make another choice or another plan, or some people believe that, whereas I don't think that's true. And like I said, we'll get to that part in the manga, and then we'll talk about it more. No, this is Sparklers. This is the Sparklers box. From Dark Shadow's birthday, I think. So, even though your definition of what is no room and where does the room end? Here, this is no room for there's no room here for negotiation. Is there no room here for negotiation? Where does the room end? It's vague, right? But at least I like to see that the manga addresses that. It brings it up, this topic. So I think it's very good. Okay. You knew we couldn't afford to lose anything if we wanted to keep hope alive. Goods, horses, comrades. Armin, you saved us by getting your hands dirty, and I'm grateful. And it's like, also, if you think about things practically, and this is maybe in a less, this is more from just a practical, it was her or Jean in that moment. It wasn't like Armin has to kill her and an innocent child next to her to save Jean's life. Like, that would also change things, right? But it was 1v1. It was his life or hers. So, it's difficult though. I'm just bringing these topics up to think about. You can't, in a very spiritual sense, you can't say, I think, okay, you killed 2 people on our side, we get to kill 2 people on your side. Like, people's lives are not measurable like that. But you also can't say, well, this one person is worth more than those 50 people, except in like the situation where the people themselves, for example, in an army situation, generally people don't want the leader to go out on the front lines, generally because they know that they need them to lead them. They need him to lead them, or her, whatever. So in when the people decide like your value in the situation, we need you alive because without you we'll fall apart and then we'll lose more people on our side. So like you can, there's certain situations where it's different, but that usually comes down to the people themselves and their consent or, you know, context. Anyway, so Jean says, Captain Levi, I thought that your methods were wrong, but I just wanted to think that. I was just afraid of having to hurt others, but you weren't wrong. I was. I promise. I'll fire next time. That's right. It was your hesitation that put us in danger. I'm sorry. But that was then and there. That's it. I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. I certainly don't know what is. Were you really wrong? So I like, this is my favorite part about Levi's character, is that he does what he believes is right, and he will share what he believes is right, but he doesn't say, this has to be right for you. I'm not going to choose what's right for you. Like, he says, this is what is right in my opinion. He doesn't say my opinion, but basically, but he doesn't think of that as an objective truth. And that is really nice about his character. Okay, haven't we gone a little too far? While we're not going to find them in the middle of town. Sheesh, why'd I get stuck with you? I know, you just wanted some time alone with me, right? Hitch, sorry, but I didn't want to partner with you either. Is that so? Well, that's fine then. Doesn't it strike you as strange, though? What? Why would the Survey Corps run around killing civilians? Huh? They risk their lives for humanity's sake. Every day, right? Have you forgotten? Remember what they did in Stohes? They turned it into a battlefield. They left a pile of bodies for us to clean up. And we still haven't found Annie. We share a room. Her stuff is still in my place. It's in the way. Yes, what they did was abhorrent. But they found a Titan that was in hiding and captured it. They kept the wall from being breached. Could any other group of soldiers have done that? If the Survey Corps is just dissolved, then humanity... Quiet! I hear water. Don't move. Put both hands up. Stand. Turn around slowly. Your Survey Corps. That's right. Just stay silent. Do what I say and it'll all be ja, thud, capture, blah, blah, blah. Now, nice and slow, give your guns to him. Don't make a sound. All right? Leave your uniforms and all your gear behind. Your boots, too. Don't worry, we have shoes for you. I can really only think of one option we have left. Infiltrate the military police brigade and find out where they took Aaron. In any case, we have no time. We need to force them into a showdown now. Private Marlowe Sand, Military Police Brigade, Stowhis District. Yes. Hitch Drace. Same assignment, Military Police. Yes. Both recruits from the 104th. Only been assigned to Stowhis District. Looks like the military police tradition of leaving all the work to the recruits is still alive and healthy. Captain Levi... In the flesh. We're ready. All right, the Interior Brigade should still be on the scene in Stowhis District. Capture anyone you think might be an Interior MP and gather clues. Yes, sir. When the search effort spreads the MPs too thin, we make our move. Keep the horses ready to move out at any time. Now then, Marlowe, Hitch. As for you... And they here obviously think that they're going to be shot, but this is Levi we're talking about. Do you know that it's your fault that over 100... Oh, this is her. Do you know that it's your fault over 100 Stowhis District citizens are now dead? Huh? Hey, you people probably think you're heroes or something, but you got all those people killed and ruined their families' lives. Yes, I know. You are all from the Southern Training Corps, aren't you? Just like Annie Leonhardt. Were you friends with her? Hitch is from 104 too. I thought she was a different unit because she should be in the top 10 too. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, because she chose to go... I don't understand that. Is it a mistake? No, it can't be a mistake. There has to be an explanation. I don't know. Were you friends with her? I bet she didn't have any friends, right? She was always dark and antisocial. She was like a child and afraid to interact with others. Even I didn't really get to know her, but now I'll never have the chance. They didn't even find her body, probably because those titans ripped it apart. No, it's because Annie Leonhardt was the titan in hiding. She's being held right now. I doubt they want fresh recruits to know that, though. What? It makes me sick. We're all in the dark when it comes to how this world works, other than the ones in the very center, of course. We'll keep you tied up here until we're ready to leave, but I promise we'll release you then. There's no way you'd be able to catch up to us after all. Captain Levi, I don't think that what you're doing is wrong, but did the Survey Corps really murder Reeves Company workers, regular citizens? The boss was killed by Interior MPs, but whoever wins here will decide what's in the history books. Then let me help you. I will do anything it takes to right the wrongs of this world. If you want to find the Interior Brigade, let me do it. I'll be far more effective than your disguised soldiers. The hell's with you? This kid reminds me of him. He seems like a real blockhead. He seems like he could be in the Psycho Helmet cult. What are they called? Psycho Helmet religion? Psycho... He looks like he should laugh like this. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Do you guys know who laughs like that? Man Dark. Of course. No, I can't know whether you're truly prepared to make the system your enemy. Ooh, the system. There's this character from Community that I have this love-hate relationship with. Britta. And she's also like against the system, but then she's also like other things she doesn't say is it's like she's so annoying and like and she doesn't realize, or she doesn't really, it's like, Levi is against the system, and he's this awesome character that really, he really does something. And he doesn't look at himself above others or anything. He just, I don't know, but then she's like, she's got some of the right words, but then she's just so annoying. Even if that's how you really feel now, you might wake up tomorrow and not remember a thing. Oh, by the way, that doesn't make her a bad character or anything. It's very realistic, and the whole show is kind of relatable, so I won't insult her, but by comparison, Levi is so cool when he talks about these things, because, I don't know, he has real problems and he's doing real things to solve those problems despite, the danger, and she's just like, I don't know. Like, first world problems much? I don't know. Anyway. Even if that's how you really feel now, you might wake up tomorrow and not remember a thing. Let's go. Sasha, tie them up around here. Captain, let me handle this. Take care of it. Keep walking straight. Just try it. One wrong move and this knife goes in your gut. That won't happen. I want to help the Survey Corps. You just want to trick us, sell us out, and make a name for yourselves. You can't fool me. Okay, right around here. We'll stay quiet. We'll stay quiet about this. That's right. You will, because you're gonna die here. Oh, God. Jen, this is not what he... Wait, this is not what he meant. I don't remember what happens after this. That's not what he said. The captain might have felt like letting you go, but it's too dangerous. I've decided it's safer to kill you. You have to believe us. We know you're fighting to save humanity. Right, Hitch? Yeah. Oh, you think I can trust you too? Especially you, bowl cut. I just can't muster up any sympathy for someone who'd get that haircut. Trips. And then he grabs the knife. Hitch, run! And then, my gun can shoot first. Or do you want to find out? Your knife or my gun? Which one's faster? You're dead unless you act. Are you just waiting until I fire? Oh, he's testing him. Wait, I swear, I'm on your side. There's no need for us to fight. Then give me the knife. You trust me, right? If you truly do, put your life in my hands. If you can do that, I'll really believe what you said earlier. You claim you're willing to leave everything behind, join us, and make the rest of the world your enemy. But how am I supposed to believe that? Why would you do that? We're in a desperate position. What makes you believe we can save humanity? Then why are you still in the Survey Corps? I joined the rotten MPs to clean the brigade up, but I made the wrong choice. As long as the Survey Corps keep fighting with their lives at stake, I'll trust you. Phew. Hitch! You horse-faced freak! Wait, Hitch! He was just testing me! What? Hey, you! If I really hadn't believed you, I would have swung that knife, you know. Why did you go so far? Because you remind me of a kid I hate. A certain dumbass. Could that be the same person that Annie talked about? Who knows? There are plenty of idiots around. And thankfully, that includes both of us. Marlowe, you proved your commitment. This should be enough to convince Captain Levi too. Lend us your strength. Nice. I had to swallow, but the first swallow was natural, but then I had to swallow again, and then I was thinking about swallowing, and then I felt like, no, I shouldn't. Now I'm nervous. And then I didn't want that repeat of last time. Gulp. Okay. I'm sure of it. That's the Interior Brigade compound. I can't believe we're already here. It's thanks to those two and to you, John. Let's go. This time we strike first. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, that contained a lot of talking. So let's jump straight into chapter 60. Trust. Okay, so enter courtyard. Many people bleeding, lying on the ground. Shot in the leg, shot and stabbed in the leg. All of them? Many of them? They did that? Everyone made it out. They weren't there though. We're leaving. Nice mustache you have there. Where are Aaron? Oh, they went in, shot everyone in the leg, didn't find Aaron and Historia. And then, they just grabbed this guy with the mustache. Did you kill my men? Unfortunately for you, they won't be coming to your rescue. Killing them would have been a bother, so they'll just be off their feet for the time being. Wow, so they aimed for their legs. See, this is the kind of thing that makes them different. Their main goal wasn't like, obviously, in a worst case scenario, they would have had, if they had to kill someone, they had to kill someone, but it's always their last resort. It was the same in the Stohis with the whole Annie thing. It's like, they don't go in thinking, well, these lives have to be sacrificed for the greater good. Like, yeah, I don't know. Okay. The Interior MPs will be out of action for a while now. Ha! Don't you sound brave? You think you're something special? You think cutting down a bunch of unarmed MPs makes you a hero? I think you should know. Some of the men and women in there were just servants, but you cut them all down with no mercy or remorse. I see. What a horrible thing I've done. But they could have gone in there and killed everyone. They didn't, though. Like, the sad thing is, when you have such a corrupt system, just getting the corruption to light is going to cause people to get hurt. But that's not the fault of the people of Levi, I think. I think it's the fault of the people doing the corruption. The only situation where I would say Levi is as bad as the people doing or setting up this corrupt system is if Levi went in and said, just kill everyone. It's for the greater good. Like, he doesn't do that. I feel awful for all of you, too. And I feel especially bad about your mouth. I suggest using it while you're still able to speak. Where are Aaron and Krista? Useless. It's useless. No matter what you try to do. The only option the Survey Corps has left is to stay on the run inside the walls. You're nothing more than a pack of filthy rats now. You'll be lucky just to survive. Sorry, Usopp spell. Seeing that in the manga makes me feel like I still have my teeth. You've even abandoned your comrades. If you don't surrender, the captured soldiers are all going to hang. Why shouldn't they, considering what you've done? Who's going to object? And the one on the gallows first will be the man most responsible for all this. Your leader, Erwin Smith. Of course, if you admit to acting on your own and give yourselves up, the lives of your innocent comrades could be spared at least. Understand, Levi? That's the only option you have left. Use your lives to save theirs. That's it. I'll speak on your behalf. It'll go better that way. I'll pass. You just tell me where Aaron and Krista are. Huh? So you're going to watch your comrades be killed just to live a few days longer? What a strong bond you have with each other. Well, some Survey Corps lives are worth more than others. And here is we just talked about this. It's not with regards to, I think my life or anyone else's life is worth more in the sense of we're better than you or our lives have intrinsically more value. It's about what is the Survey Corps purpose? Every person who joins the Survey Corps, why do they choose to join the Survey Corps? Is because they want to free humanity, right? Erwin gives the whole speech about how many people die and they still join because they have like a bigger vision for what they want to achieve with their lives. And they trust people like Erwin, people like Levi to make those decisions, to orchestrate these missions in order to reach a certain goal. And they can know that they can trust them with their lives and that they will never, like, when Erwin makes a crazy plan, how to say, like Marlo said before, who but the Survey Corps could have come up with that plan, right? So even though their last resort is to get innocent people involved, like that with Annie, they tried to there was the ring and getting her underground and everyone jumping on. Oh no, underground. She didn't want to go underground. Then everyone jumped on her. Then they had those. Didn't they have those bombs and nets or whatever? But they tried everything to keep the civilians out so that they could get Annie. And then, well, we knew how things went. So my point here is, Levi isn't saying that his life is worth more. It's just that this is their final mission as a Survey Corps. Their mission to everything that they've been working for, all the people that have died so far up to now in the Survey Corps. This is still part of that overall mission that they agreed on. So it's not like he's saying, their lives are not worth anything, they can just die. But this is what they've been fighting for. And he is their chosen leader, right? He's deserved this position. And they will have, I believe, that the majority of them, look at even Jean, he's still really young in the way that he thinks for himself, but still believes and listens to someone with as much experience as Levi. So I think the majority of the Survey Corps are like that. What did we talk about 1 or 2 videos ago about how you have to be crazy to join the Survey Corps? But they're not crazy. They just have a bigger vision for what they want for the world. And they put people like Levi and Erwin, they trust them. So yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not like he thinks his life is worth more, but when you have an army and there's a leader, you don't put them on the front lines. Well, we know Erwin puts himself on the front lines, but because they're the ones making sure that you reach your end goal, which is to win the war. Without them, the whole thing falls apart and everyone dies anyway. So in this case, where their goal is to win the war inside the walls right now, without them, those people are dead anyway. So he's betting on his ability to reach the goal and end the war. I don't know how to explain it better than that. I think if I were to sit down and write it, maybe I could get a more structured, shorter way to explain that. Only those dumb enough to agree to that join us. You see, there. Anyway, I doubt the Crown would spare the others and throw away this perfect opportunity to exterminate the Survey Corps. Also true. Also, I don't think that they would have the mercy to spare anyone. That's just a bullshit lie that this guy tried to tell in the first place to get out of the situation. You rat-nosed, mustache ruffian. This is not for answering my question, by the way. Oh, this is for not answering my question. So then, he breaks his arm. Oof. Shut up. Tell me where Aaron and Krista are. I don't know. They barely tell us anything, I promise. Katie Ackerman is extremely tight-lipped. Ackerman? He didn't know. That's the bastard's last name? Yes. Why? I suppose he doesn't give out many details, especially the important ones. But you must have an inkling, right? Maybe I can jog your memory. Eek! Stop! You still have a lot of bones left. You're a madman. Maybe. Someone's coming from that way. Bam, bam. It's a group. Didn't I tell you? It's hopeless. It all is... ... The time has come for you to pay for what you've done. This is the end for the Survey Corps. Dun dun dun. Sorry, I apologize for my filthy language from earlier. Roy, this is like a light novel starring the Interior Brigade. Yeah, well, everyone needs a hobby. Apparently their men died honorable deaths protecting the people from attacks by the rogue Survey Corps. So, just how long has this paper been the King's PR department? Paid advertisement. That is such a good line, actually. Wow. I'm going to tweet this again just with the eye emojis, like the big eyes. Wait, I always have to tweet something on Attack on Titan night, and tonight is this. Aww. Tiago tagged me in this. Oh. What's that? Okay. Wow, a shiny Rockruff. Oh, this guy is everyday tweeting freaking shinies. God, I'm so jealous. Okay, anyway, got distracted. I am here to make the tweet. I like this. With the eye emojis. Oh, by the way, this is the shiny. Look how cute. Look how cute. I want to make a sarcastic comment about Attack on Titan is too unrealistic. Smirk emoji, but that says too much. This says nothing, but it says everything. I shouldn't have put two eyes. I should have put only one or a space, because now it just looks like a four-eyed monster. Wait, I will delete it and retweet with just one emoji. But that doesn't say enough, like, okay, no, it's fine. Just tweet, bitch. Just stop overthinking a stupid tweet. Let's go. Okay, so I think Peter or Piulu or Pierre, just how long has this paper been the King's PR department? Since the beginning. They had control over us before I even got here. It's the same everywhere else. Don't worry yourself over what's already been printed. I can't help it. I was a customer before I started working here. I believed all of this fiction. Then get used to it. Roy, why did you become a journalist? Didn't you ever want to get to the bottom of all the mysteries in this world? Pierre, no man is an island. Sure, I used to be full of righteous, idealistic passion, but, well, then I met people. I made friends, even started a family. I stopped caring so much about what happened to me. I pulled the wool over my own eyes, and an important part of me died. But in return, I was able to protect what I'd come to care about. Pathetic, isn't it? But it was my decision to live this pathetic life. This is what makes Attack on Titan great, because it shows us that yes, it's good to feel like Pierre, but it at least shows us into the heart of someone like Roy. Like, he's not to blame here. You know what I'm saying? He has no... but it shows us as well why we need people like... more people like Pierre. That's why we have these... Like, these days we're lucky where we have... we don't just have to watch the news. There are tons of independent YouTubers, and some of them are crazy as fuck, sure. But at least we have the option to get our information from multiple sources. You know, that's why, you know, they live in a small wall. There's like maybe one or two papers, and that's controlled by the government easily because, well, if you don't do what we say and print what we say, or you print something in the wrong tone, we're gonna kill you and your family. Like, can you really blame Roy? He's not the one to blame. Maybe then you think, oh, maybe the doc, what is his name? Maybe he's to blame. But not even he's to blame when you have people above him. Like, where does it end? How do we uncover it? And that's why a lot of these YouTubers, they may sound crazy, but then after what is that thing? What's the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth? 6 months. And, you know, that's not always true, of course. But I'm just thinking here about an example, like the whole Jeffrey Epstein 6 Island thing. People shrug that off. People were like, what, are you crazy? An island with children and them having sex? No. And people shrugged it off because it sounded crazy. And I'm not saying every conspiracy theory is true. I'm just saying we should count ourselves lucky to have more than one source, and we should take the time to look at the sources. But then that's where this comes into play with Roy and Pierre, where Pierre is young and righteous and passionate, and he wants to look for the truth, and that's good. You want to find the truth, you have to talk to everyone and think critically. But then you also have people like Roy. He wants to take care of his family. He doesn't have time to, and that's fine too. You might have 3 kids and a wife, and you need to put a roof over their heads and food in their mouths. Like, that's also okay. But that's why you need all kinds of people in the world. The Pierres and the Roys and the Erwins and the Hitch and the Marlowe and the Jean Armin. You need all kinds. But we don't need the corrupt people. But then when you think about, like, where does all this corruption stem from? Wasn't it the king who made them forget? Right? And he did it because he thought that's what was best. But he took people's freedom away to make their own choices about these things and decide for themselves. And no, you can't. That is where he's not the only bad guy, but he's a bad guy. But that is also up for debate. People will have different opinions on that. So once again, when we get to that part in the manga, we can talk about it more in depth. Okay. Suddenly, Hanj is there. And Roy looks pretty shocked. Pardon the intrusion. I'm Survey Corps squad leader Hanj Zo. You reprinted my wanted poster. Dun dun dun! I'd heard my subordinates attacked civilians and were killed for it, but I see now that was false. So even in death, they've been slandered. I was just about to grab your hands and twist them into a shape that would have never been able to hold a pen again. But I can see you've got it rough too. I'll hold off for today. Please accept my condolences for what happened to your men. I can see that the Survey Corps has been placed in an absurd position. But you do as the royal government says to protect your friends and family, right? Of course you must obey them in this situation. This man has no means to fight back against the corruption. No guns, no... Like, at least many of us have our youth, right? We have our youth to fight back. I have no kids. I can do things without worrying, will it affect my children? Will it affect... I mean, I have family and friends and it might affect them, but, you know, all of that is freedom to fight back. Whereas he, at this point, you know, he doesn't have guns. He doesn't have the youth anymore. He has family to take care of. Like, how can he fight back? So that is what Hanj is understanding here, and it's very the story explores that in a good way. You do as the royal government says to protect your friends and family, right? Of course you must obey them in this situation. If I was in your position, I'd do the same. I'd do as they say, too. I don't think what you're doing is particularly wrong. However... Ah! Wait, please! No violence! Oh, Moblet, you're overreacting. He was just trying to take notes. What a perfect chance. Roy, you can keep following the royal government's orders, but that doesn't keep them safe. Your friends, your parents, or your daughter. What do you mean by that? For just one day, I want you to report the truth. So, like, that is a very interesting way to think about it. When you give in to corruption, you think that you're protecting your family today, but you're not protecting them tomorrow, 5 weeks from now, their kids, you know. You have to think, what do I want to leave for the next generation? And so if you don't fight back against corruption in the beginning, it just gets worse and worse and worse for the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. It makes it more difficult each time. And at this point, I understand it's difficult because of the previous generation. Oh, but it's so difficult because the king, in this fictional world, the king altered their memories. So it's so much more difficult than in our world where it's just years and years and years and generations of corruption on corruption on corruption. And it makes it more difficult for every generation after that to fight back. But in this case, I mean, yeah, they're up against fucking superpowers. So it's more complicated. And that's why I respect the Survey Corps even more for how they go about choosing to fight back, because they do it in such a way that really respects people like Roy, who get in their way and hurt their cause. But, you know, she's not going to just hurt him. She understands as well. Okay. Trost District. Pant. Ah, you really are a dumbass, huh? You thought you could lose us in these abandoned old ruins. Thanks for saving us the work, Flegel. Where have you been hiding away? Damn it! Of course, I'm lucky you're so stupid. When I noticed you'd fled that scene, I was sure it was all over for me. Oh, you see, I knew they'd kill me. But now I don't have to die, because I can kill you instead. Goodbye. And thanks. Wait, I have a question. Why did you kill my dad? What were you interior MPs trying to do? Huh? Why would you want to know that? I'm just here to bring back your corpse. I just want to know, before I die, what did my dad do to cause this? Please, just tell me. Oh, you didn't know? For some reason, he betrayed us and went over to the Survey Corps. Betrayed you? So the Interior Brigade asked him to kidnap someone from the Survey Corps? Well, yeah. He really kept you in the dark. Man, you must be a real bonehead. And what if he'd refused? I'm sure he knew what had happened. His life would have been over. Same if he failed to deliver. That's why we're in this situation. Contractors save us a lot of manpower, but they're all so useless. It just means more work for us in the end. Guess the apple doesn't fall far. Reeves would have been fine if he took his family and ran north. If only he didn't care so much about his employees or this town. You know. You know nothing about my father. Huh? You think you've got it all figured out. Well, there's something my dad used to say to me. A merchant needs to be able to read people. That's why I chose a side. I chose the people who my father trusted. What's gotten into you, Flegel? You should be squealing like a pig about to be slaughtered. We already have what we want. Your time's up. Look up, dimwits. And then, pow. Fuck you, man whose name I don't know. But also, he's similar to Roy in the sense that if he doesn't kill, he will be killed. But it's not really the same. Because, and this is why I have this quote here. If I have to die, I'd rather fall forward than backwards. Like, but that's a me opinion, and it's only one I can make in this situation where I'm in now. But when I look at people like Flegel and the Reeves, his dad Reeves, and like I'd rather die falling forward, like let them kill me for not wanting to kill innocent people, than killing innocent people and becoming like them, and then eventually I'll die anyway, but I'll die backwards. So this guy, for example, he's probably killed people before now. And if they had killed him because he let Flegel get away, he would have died backwards because at that point he lost... I don't know. It is a maybe a more spiritual thought, but he would have fallen backwards in that case, whereas I'd rather... everyone dies at some point, and I'd rather die protecting innocent people than killing them. And I know that that's only something you can say because you haven't been forced to take the choice. But if I were to be like this guy, I would want people to kill me. I would want Hunch to kill me, please. Because I don't deserve to live after having killed innocent people. Like, I don't. If I'm gonna turn evil, just kill me. Kill me quickly. But that's my opinion. Okay. So then they rush in and they kick their asses, and it's them versus guns, and they don't have guns in the situation. Ooh, look at Hunch. She gets past the gun, and then she's probably dead. He's shot right beside her ear. Ooh, what an action shot. Oh, wow, that's so good. She's like there, and then it's him, and then she ducks underneath, and then she's... That's good. That's really good. So then she punches him in the face. Oh! Squad leader, you're being reckless. We did it! Did you all hear that? What? The survey corps? How? You thought these buildings looked abandoned? Maybe in the interior they would be, but here in Trust, we've got to live wherever we can. We heard it all. How the interior MPs killed the boss, how the survey corps tried to protect the Reeves Company, and how the boss of the Reeves Company risked his life for the sake of our town and our livelihoods. The guy we hated in season 1 didn't turn out to be so bad after all. Because even back then, his argument was basically if my company falls, this whole place falls. So that's why he put his product above the people. But it was stupid because you don't have to abandon your company, abandon your products, but prioritize the people first. Like your company will have no people to save if you don't value the people. Does that make sense? So it was a bad decision, but basically he just felt, I am saving the people by putting the company first because the company keeps the people afloat, right? But it was a bit, but also it was, life or death situation, monsters, scared, maybe he wasn't making, logical decisions. So he was a shitty person back then and we didn't like him, but he didn't do anything wrong yet, and thankfully Mikasa came along and, kicked his ass into gear. And then maybe he learned more from that situation. I don't know. Levi, not just Mikasa back then, but Levi in this season, he became a better person. He started to really put the people first, not just, in a more superficial way. The company saves the people, in which case it does, but also not to that extent. Like, okay. How the boss of the Reeves Company risked his life for the sake of our town and our livelihoods. All of us will attest to that. So what? Go ahead and tell everyone you know. The most you poor fools could do is start a rumor that'll come and go in 3 days, tops. The crown decides what's true and what isn't. You should be worried about yourselves. Do you think you'll get away with doing this to me? I want to screenshot this too. Wait. Yeah, it's true, because even if there are 50 people here, I hope him have at least learned the measurements of the doors so that his cart does not get stuck. Yeah. Stupid. But he's dead now, so sorry. Rest in peace. So what is funny to me here is basically what he's saying is the crown decides what is true. And everything else will just be a rumor. It will just be the Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy theory that people will, no, you're wearing your tinfoil hat, blah, 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 blah. I just read something really weird. Fucking Twitter. So anyway, he's basically telling them that even though you all know the truth, it doesn't matter because the crown decide what is true. That's crazy. But also you can't really, like, he's right in the sense, whereas when they control the media and stuff, that's such a fucking cool picture of Flegel. It's like how fucking Hitler used brainwashing, right? When that's all you see and all you're told, from a child to grown-ups, and you're told this, like for example, one of the worst or most, because when I was in high school, our teacher made us watch Schindler's List, and we went to the the girl with the diary, the young girl with the diary. So our teacher was she thought that was a very important part of history, and even though she was our English teacher, she took us to the museum, she made us watch the movie and all that kind of stuff. So I was pretty interested in, anyway, so one of the things that really stood out to me, one of the propaganda, I think you can call it it's propaganda, was that one of the things, Anne Frank, thank you. So there's an Anne Frank museum somewhere in Durban, and she took us there. And one of the things that stood out to me a lot with regards to propaganda and how Hitler got people to hate Jewish people and literally, give in neighbors, like rat on neighbors and have the Nazis take them away and stuff. Like, because you think to yourself, I would never do that. I would never rat out my neighbors just because they're different than me or whatever. So how they brainwash people to do things like horrible things like that you can never imagine doing. So one thing was, they said that Jewish people have, because of some lies or something, there was this poster. I remember, maybe I can find this poster. So they made people believe that Jewish people are these disease carriers, right? And the reason that was true was only because the people that they took into concentration camps the situations, the place where they were living, obviously it would cause infection and diseases to break out and all these kinds of things. So then they basically said like, oh yeah, all Jewish people are these disease carriers and they're dangerous to you and your family and blah, 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 blah. And then people got scared of them. Hi, Knox. So let me see if I can... So I'm trying to find a screenshot. Or I think I sent a link. Here we go. Here we go. So this is basically propaganda poster, Jews are lice. They cause typhus. Nazi propaganda often portrayed people persecuted by the regime as vermin, parasites, or diseases. Nazi ideology focused on the idea that Germany's racial purity was under attack from the blood of weaker peoples. And Nazi propaganda often depicted Jewish people, political opponents, and others as parasites that threatened the overall health of the so-called German racial community. During the years of the Nazi regime, German doctors argued, listen to this, German doctors. You don't think doctors can be bought today more easy than ever? So German doctors argued that Jews spread disease, reflecting common themes in Nazi propaganda. These medical professionals repeatedly pushed the false claim that Jews were responsible for outbreaks of typhus, a deadly, contagious disease spread by lice. So, like, this shit is crazy because you hear people say all the time, oh, I would never have done that. How could people have done that? When you have posters, news, doctors saying this shit, you don't know what you could believe. And I want to say some other stuff, but I won't say some other stuff because it's not relevant, so I'll just continue. So let's continue. Go ahead and tell everyone you know. The most you poor fools could do is start a rumor that'll come and go in 3 days. The crown decides what's true and what isn't. You should be worried about yourselves. Do you think you'll get away with doing this to me? Would anyone even notice if the people of a shabby little town like this disappeared one day? It's all over for you. Gah! Everyone, don't worry. The Reeves Company will protect this town. Starting from today, I, Flegel Reeves, am the new boss. So I hope I can count on all of you. That's a fucking cool scene, actually. I want to take a picture of him. He's so cool. Such a pissy character, and then boom, sits on a man's face. That sounded dirtier than it is. It's not that kind of... With his butt, no. With pants on, no. Doesn't make it bit. Okay, I'll just show the picture, I guess. Okay, so then everyone cracks a laugh. That guy looks like he got a tear in his eye. Can't wait to work with you, boss. Speak up! Congratulations. Take care of the MPs for us. Yeah. So, what do you think? It's as that MP said, the truth won't spread on its own. You're the only ones who can reach the people. Let's do it, Roy. We can expose the Interior Squad's crimes for everyone to see. Let's clear the Survey Corps's name. I can't. Roy, you're just going to sit there and let this happen? Of course I am. Just try it. All our colleagues would be as good as dead, along with my family and yours. It's happened before. There was once a miner who disappeared after digging under the wall. When one of my friends looked into it, he disappeared too. That's how things work inside these walls. We live because the king allows us to live. You can see that. You can see that, right, Hanj? Will you really force me to betray my colleagues and write this article? Do you have the right to get my entire family killed? That is difficult, right? Imagine being controlled like that. And that's why I think more than it's freedom of speech is very, very important. Because even if someone's talking bullshit, I want them to talk bullshit so that, because if I'm right, I can prove it. And if they're wrong, the right people will notice, you know? I understand that it's a difficult concept to get your head around because you're like, well, what if someone with more influence than you says stupid shit? That's the sacrifice you have to make to prevent something like this. Because once you have a governing body that decides what's right, what's true objectively, once you have someone that has the power to shut down or disappear anyone who doesn't agree with the agreed upon truth, then you have fucking 1984, the Ministry of Truth. Crazy shit. You don't want that. Anyway, so this is quite a difficult scene when he says that to Hanj, but it is very it's thought-provoking, especially as I said in this situation, in this world where the king literally has the power to make people forget. Crazy. Erwin Smith, do you have any last words? Dun dun dun. That's a really good transition because it goes from a scene where he asks, do you have the right to get my entire family killed, to someone who has made decisions that have led to people dying. It's a good transition. But also, then it ends with any last words, you know? And we just were talking about freedom of speech and stuff, so. This is the best manga ever. No, I'm joking. But I actually don't think that it's on my favorites list. Tonight we're reading up to 62, right? Well, if I make it. It's already freaking only 2 chapters in and I'm talking too much. Save. And then how do I add it to my favorites? Oh, here. Favorite. And then overview. And then a manga. Reorder. Like, it's scary to have to think about these things and have to question authority and stuff because you might be wrong, but at least if you find out you're wrong, you know. I'm putting Nana there because even though I think it's really, really, really great and well written, it's not something I would reread. So that has to count for something. I would reread High School Host Club. I would reread One Piece. I would reread Attack on Titan, but I wouldn't reread Nana. That shit too sad, man. I don't know why that show or that story, it's like personally like steps on my heart. I don't know. Save. Haven't read that much manga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, this isn't what I've read. This is what I finished reading, or with exception of those 3. Still busy. Completed 9. Reading 3. That's so pathetic. I should read more. Planning 43. Okay, let's continue. Do you have any last words? Dun dun dun. Episode 61. Let's read. Why? Look at all those carriages. This is reply. Look at all those carriages. What's going on? You didn't hear? The heads of all the military branches are meeting inside the castle. They're working on disbanding the Survey Corps. What's that? Must be the gallows for the commander. And that commotion? Who knows? I wonder. I'm at completed 73 and reading 72. That means my heart, it hurts how behind I am. I am a fake otaku. But not only if manga is considered. I watch a lot of anime. I feel I've watched enough anime to call myself an otaku, but I really need to do better with manga. Must be the gallows, okay. Losing the Survey Corps would mean humanity losing its spear. How do you protect yourself from an incoming enemy? Not with a shield. You eliminate the threat with a spear. For example, say Wall Rose was somehow breached at this very moment. The citizens of Wall Rose would take refuge inside Wall Shina once again. But the food supplies consumed during the earlier evacuations have yet to be replenished. That fact is common knowledge. The people of Wall Rose would be forced into a different struggle to stay alive, one that had nothing to do with the Titans. In other words, a breach in Wall Rose at this point in time would cause a civil war between two factions, the people of Wall Rose and the people of Wall Shina. And see, this is an important thing to take into consideration because I won't get into it, but I will screenshot it because a lot of people say that I don't want to discuss later things. I won't. Let's keep going. So it would cause a civil war between two factions, the people of Wall Rose and the people of Wall Shina. The king looks on, the people look on, Erwin looks on. And are you trying to say that the existence of the Survey Corps would solve this problem? In the Survey Corps, our job is to charge headfirst toward the enemy. Nothing will be solved if all we do is shrink back. Or do you have some sort of secret plan? I understand your opinion. After all, not only did you withstand the Interior Military Police's questioning, your stance still hasn't changed. Your position is the Reeves Company was decimated by unknown forces plotting to kidnap Aaron and Krista. The Survey Corps isn't opposing the royal government, and not only is disbanding the corps unjust, it will harm humanity. You've been saying all of this for days, but a lot has happened outside in that time. Yesterday, your apparent right-hand man Levi killed multiple members of the military police brigade and fled. I want to screenshot these things. I need to make an Attack on Titan album on my phone because otherwise I'm going to forget all this stuff. Like the details of it. Like, remember that time and then this is how that influences this situation and why I have this opinion of Erwin because look what he said here. This shows what he means. Yeah. He refused to surrender, deciding to use force rather than talk. Yeah, because talking has an option. As the advocate for the people inside these walls, my opinion is that, plain and simple, his actions are a threat to the peace of our world. Unlike your words, his blade was honest. His opposition to the royal government was clear. There is absolutely no reason for humanity to tolerate a group like that inside the walls. Commander Pixis, the garrison and the Survey Corps have much in common. They both risk their lives together on the front lines. You two seem to have built a close relationship. But surely, you do not share this man's treasonous intent? I certainly do not. Humans killing other humans is utter madness. If a spark were to be struck in our little world, in no time the blaze would engulf all of humanity. I said as much to my soldiers during the defense of Trost District, where many of them died under my command. In any case, I doubt many humans would be left if another wall were breached, so let us save our hatred for the Titans. My apologies, Commander Pixis. We certainly wouldn't want that. I don't understand the laugh. Hi Dave, hopefully releasing music soon if everything goes right. Wish me great success. Okay, wished. Let me know when you release. I would love to take a listen. And thank you for the sub. We are currently reading the Attack on Titan manga. It's very good. You would love this. Have you watched it? This anime? Because you don't have to read it, but the manga is better in terms of details for the story, which is what I really think is, the best part of the show. But if you haven't seen it, you should watch the anime. Even that gives a lot of greatness. Attack on Titan. Or Shingeki no Kyojin. Okay, so Pixis or Irvin thinks this is going badly. I saw a trailer for the game and it looked really fun. Was that a real trailer? I don't think the game would give you the same... Like, the story probably isn't the same. Unless it's like a light novel, in which case. I remember seeing something about a trailer, but I thought that was like made by a fan to show what the game would look like. Or is it a real game? Is it an official game? Cool. Well, if you play the game, let me know if the story is well, you wouldn't know if the story is the same, but at least tell me if the story is good. Okay. Okay. Indeed. So long as it's possible that the government's secret could be humanity's secret weapon, I cannot allow any garrison men to die in this battle. Even if your revolution succeeds, we won't have any of their skills or knowledge. What's to say we'll be able to take their places successfully? In short, if it's true that they built the wall of titans and altered humanity's memories, then this revolution runs the risk of losing all of that forever. What a bind, Erwin. Unless you have a way to deal with that, I have no choice but to stand with those selfish, greedy men of the royal government. Or would you leave that transition to chance as well? Another groundless gamble, with humanity's fate on the line. Was this really the right choice? I take it you're done talking. We may not be the only ones capable of saving humanity. I did everything I could. Take him to the gallows. See, and that's also another good thing about Erwin's character, and it's something that we can understand from an anime character, but we can't trust someone in the real world. Like, I trust Erwin because I can see in his head. He does what he believes is best. He has good reasons for it, and. But in the real world, you can't see a person's inner true thoughts. So someone like Erwin who says all these things that make sense, maybe they're manipulating people. So it's much more difficult in real life to know who you can trust and who you can't, compared to a manga. All that's left. So they want to take him to the gallows, and he says all that's left is, maybe he wanted to say, is pay for his sins. But then, bam! Sirs, Wall Rose has fallen! Dun dun dun! The Colossus Titan and Armored Titan appeared suddenly, destroying both gates in Stohes district. Oh, I remember this. All that's left. That's what he meant. All that's left is this. The Colossus Titan and the Armored Titan appeared suddenly, destroying both gates in Stohes district. Evacuees are now surging this way from the east. And now let's see their reaction. What? And Erwin looks. Erwin, you, just look at you. Just days ago you were preaching at me like you were the savior of the world. But he wasn't. He wasn't preaching. He wasn't pretending like he was some kind of messiah. But okay, you think what you want? I don't know, what is your name? You look like a Kent. Your audience with the king has been scheduled. It looks like you'll be dealt with just as your survey corps is being disbanded. Ah, Niall. Niall, it's you. Where do you live these days? Was it Stohis district? Answer me. Mary, your family, are they doing well? Yes, they're fine. Both my children and Mary. I haven't been home recently, though. They're in the eastern section of Wall Rose, some distance away from Stohis. I see. What's your point? I decided to leave something up to Commander Pixis. If the time comes, when we're faced with the decision, I'm just going to sit there and watch. It'll be up to you to decide. You and them. Secure an evacuation route. Gather all of the garrison's frontline troops in the east section to support the evacuation. Return everyone to their stations. Safely evacuating the people is our top priority. No! Dun, dun, dun. Shut all of the gates to Walshina. Don't let a single refugee in. But sir, the people of Wall Rose, do you mean we should just watch as half of mankind is killed? Just as that man there said, all letting them in would do is bring about civil war. Why should we deliberately create new enemies? But that's just a theory. There's no way of knowing. What's important is that it could happen. Our authority is absolute. Now, hurry up and get moving. They revealed their true colors, you bitches. I seem to remember something interesting happening recently in terms of a political game being played in America. It showed something very similar to this, but we won't delve in on that because I don't know all the facts. So, okay, damn it! Of all the times for the wall to be breached. Yes, but there's a silver lining. Now we have a way. We'll only need to wait a few days until they obtain it. Yes, we shouldn't panic. There's no need to let popular will sway us. Some refugees may enter our territory. Yes, just the thought of it makes me shudder. We all feel the same way. We simply need to ride out the next few days and it should work itself out. You can delve into that when we talk later about it or something like we do every once in a while. But you're from America, so it's better to talk to you because if I get something wrong, you can let me know. And also, we talk privately. If you get something wrong publicly, people will hang you on a fucking cross. So I'd rather just not. Like, I think it's better to question something and be wrong about it in the end than not to question anything ever. Okay. The king is just sitting there like an idiot, by the way. The king. I almost did the perfect joke, but I can't make the joke. I can't. Almost made the perfect joke. Cannot make a joke. Anyway, we have our orders, but we ought to start immediately. Start closing the gates. Yes. What else could we... In that case, I stand on Wall Rose's side. You'll have to get through me to do it. What? Are you opposing the crown? I'll make the joke later in private. I'm just going to say it was about the king and him being useless and not like a puppet. You know the joke. What are you opposing the crown? That's right. Then allow me to join you. And here's this guy. Was their response, was their response a shock to you? Commander-in-Chief Zackley? A useless, sleepy puppet. Well, yeah, he does look kind of sleepy. Look at his eyes. Yeah, he looks sleepy. I think so. I'm so excited because, like I said, someone sent me some Attack on Titan manga. Shh! Dave! Someone sent me some Attack on Titan manga. Don't get me cancelled. So I can finally read in the books again next time, hopefully. And not... Yeah, okay. Allow me to join you. Was their response a shock to you, Commander-in-Chief Zackley? No, not one bit. Zackley? What is this? The report you just heard was in error. Please calm yourselves. No Titan attacks have been confirmed at this time. This man's a crazy bastard too. I'm glad he has arrived here, but I don't like him. I don't particularly like him, Zackley. No Titan attacks have been confirmed at this time. You bastard! What's the meaning of this? If you're asking who organized this, it was me. Pixis? Most of the interior police seems to be occupied at the moment. Perhaps that is a blessing. Let's have them show us whether they're suited to rule over the human race. They will be the ones to make that decision. Dun, dun, dun. And like, this is an important topic of discussion as well, which I don't want to get too into, but it links to what I said earlier. Remember when I said about the room for negotiation, or room for, what was the word with a C? Compromise. Room for compromise, room for discussion. And I said that some people think this much room is not enough room, and some people think this much room is still enough room. So that is up for debate, right? I might think this much room is enough room for negotiation, and this much room isn't enough room for negotiation. Some people might think this much room is not enough for negotiation, and some people think this much room is enough. No, isn't. Whatever, you get my point here. It's subjective. So here's another thing that is like that. I live in a community, like an estate, right? An estate, I know it has a different meaning in some places, but basically what an estate is here, it's just a gated community. So there's a big wall built around our homes, and we pay extra for security, and it's called, I think, levies. So on top of my house rent, I have to pay basically for the security and stuff because I live in fucking South Africa. And just today, my parents went cycling in like this cycling road between the bushes, and an old man got stabbed multiple times, and they left him to bleed to death, and they stole his bike, which is worth a lot. But like, it's an old man. You could push him over and run away. He was alone. Like, why did you have to stab him? Anyway, point is, it's a fucked up country in many ways. Maybe not as fucked up as Greece. Sorry, Sotos, I'm joking. Well, I'm not joking. You want to move here. But anyway, it's a pretty fucked up country. And anyway, that's why I live in a gated community, because Honka goes golfing sometimes and I have to stay at home alone. What if they want to go camping? Even in this community, I'm still kind of scared to be alone. But anyway, at least it's somewhat better than living in, like, where my parents live, where it's just freestanding house. So, there are people, like, that, I pay for this gated community, and we pay extra to have the security. Now, imagine people just, like in this case, refugees just come in, and okay, cool, 5 people are in the estate. Each house gives, we already pay taxes, the government should be taking care of them, but okay, they don't, they steal the money. So now we can take care of 5 people. Oh, fuck. 15. Okay. There's 20 houses or 30. Each house is responsible, or each 2 or 3 houses is responsible for 1 person. We could do that. Oh, now there's 100. Oh, fuck. I can't take care of my family and take care of them. Now, obviously, in any group of people, in this estate, there's probably bad people, but when it's just the people of the estate, we know who's coming in and out. We know whose car, blah, blah, blah. So if something goes wrong, the culprit could be easily found. But now it's all of us plus 150 people that we're trying to take care of. A couple of them will be bad, but we don't. Now it's like it gets difficult, right? So my point is, they aren't inherently wrong for wanting to protect the people where they live. But they are not in charge. Like, I'm not in charge for fucking South Africa. I'm in charge of my house and the partially for my payment to this estate. And then they're in charge for keeping me safe to some extent. If I do get harmed, I can't sue them. But you understand that we all hold a certain level of responsibility for each other. And it's a social thing. We agree on that based on payments and this and that and government and taxes. So we all have a sort of responsibility for each other. It's different. Me taking care of my community, taking care of 150 people that just started coming in here is different. We don't have a social responsibility for those people. We have to take care of each other. If we're already trying to, pay extra for the security we do have, that is as much a social responsibility as we have. It's the government that is supposed to take care of, that's actually supposed to take care of these people, but they're stealing the taxpayers' money by the billions. So they're not following through on their responsibility. And these guys, it's bullshit for them to say no refugees, because these are not random people that just, no one is actually a random person. If you look at it in a spiritual sense, of course, we're all connected and we all have responsibility for each other, but we're only people. We can only handle so much. And sadly, there are bad people. So, if you have 5 kids, you can take care of all of them. Cool. But now you have 10, now you have 20. You can't maybe feed all of them. You understand my point? So we can only handle so much, every single person. So in this case, it's different than in my case, where I feel like it's not my responsibility to take care of 150 people that just randomly walk into here and need a place to stay. It's the government's position, because we all pay taxes as a country, and we expect them to utilize those taxes properly in order to help people that are less fortunate. Now, in their case, it's the same thing. They are the fucking leaders of not just Wall Sheena, they're the leaders of Wall Rose and the Wall, whatever the other one is. So, yeah, I'm just trying to point out, how that I talked about that, the blurred line thing, where one thing can be true in one situation, but that doesn't make it true in every situation. So although this whole situation where they want to say no, but a civil war, that makes sense. You want to keep the people inside the wall safe. But actually, bitch, it was your responsibility to keep the people outside safe. So you were the ones that failed in that, and now it's your job to save as many as possible and then deal with all of the people after and solve all of the problems. Does that make sense? Oh. Shout out to the secretly evil people in the estate, society, and all that. Okay. So I'm done with my rant now. And I think, main point, these bitches are stupid, and Erwin and Pixis and a little bit Zackley should be in charge, not them. Until Erwin or Zackley or Pixis get corrupt and start making bullshit decisions, and then the people should hold them accountable. And then the next Survey Corp should rise up and fight again. And that's what many people think that the Jaegerists are. But the Jaegerists go about it in a bullshit way. So I don't agree with them either. Because they just fucking shoot anyone who disagrees with them. That's bullshit. That's not right. This is a very good story. I feel like I need alcohol. Like whiskey or something. Rant over. Okay, let's continue. So, their true colors are now clear to Pixis and Zackley. These soldiers and I decided to risk our lives here. Depending on your decision, we were prepared to confess to acts of treason and offer you all of our lives. However, since you've decided that your personal wealth is more important than half of what's left of humanity, this is no time to meekly accept your own deaths. Even if we may be ignorant about the power of the Titans or how this world was created, the interior MPs have been suppressed. Good. We are still fitter rulers than a group of men with no intention of keeping humanity alive. You! Quiet, you fool! Do you think the masses will follow you soldiers just because you're pointing guns at us? The people obey the king, no one else. So what if you gain control of the capital? The rural aristocracy won't go down without a fight, and they're the only ones with guns, so they're the only ones that can oppose you, and the others. I don't know, I'm joking. Do the aristocracy in this case have guns? How are they going to fight back? I don't know. Because we know that the people inside Will Rose don't. They can't fight back. They need people like Erwin and Pixis and Zackley to fight for them. Your foolish actions will just bring chaos, tragedy, and destruction to these walls. Yeah, because what you have now is so great, you bitches. Will they now? Take a look, Erwin. What? Oh, wait. I want to see. Attack on Titan is selling its official alcohol stateside. Oh, yes. I need this. A bottle with Levi. Levi. Okay. Sorry. Let's continue. It's the extra edition from Berg newspapers everyone's talking about. It contains an article with a testimony from Flegel Reeves. The son of the late boss of the Reeves Company, who managed to escape the scene of his father's murder. Now all of Trust District knows that the Interior Military Police not only threatened the Reeves Company, but that they also arranged to frame the Survey Corps for the massacre of civilians. They also accuse all other information outlets of bowing to pressure from the royal government. But now think about this. If the only reason that they can get away with printing that is because of Erwin and Zachary and Pixis, right? If they printed that, they would have been killed or silenced or what. Good night, Dark Shadow. You're getting a headache because of my ranting. I apologize. Sleep tight, though. I hope it goes away. What was I saying? Oh, if they printed this, they wouldn't have to disprove. They wouldn't have to disprove that the content of the article is true. They would just silence whoever wrote it, chalk them up as being crazy, and write a new article disproving whatever the first article claimed, without any, actual proof necessary, because people will just read the newspaper. So that's just mm-hmm. What's that thing about? If you want to know who's in control, look at who you can't criticize. They also accuse all other information outlets of bowing to pressure from the royal government. Finally, they have reported that King Fritz is a pretender to the throne. A member of the interior squad close to the center of the royal government has testified that the true king is living in hiding as a rural aristocrat. Damn it! Wake up, you old fool! Huh? What? Food? You useless clod! So, Erwin, looks like you in this one. You're not happy? Niall, humanity has just been forced onto an even more dangerous path than before. Which, it's not a more dangerous path, I think it's just things can go wrong quickly with this, but the previous path, it was down the same road. It was just happening more slowly, I think. I don't know. At the end of the day, we know, as people who've seen season 4 or whatever, they're heading towards the same fate. So, but I get what Evan is saying. It shows that he isn't, oh yeah, we won, we're in power now, woo, we're the best, we'll change everything. He's aware of the risks involved in this. I think he was hoping that their response would be different. Show me that you have a plan, that you can help the people that you're responsible for. That is why personal responsibility is so important to maintain any society. I'm first and foremost responsible for myself. And then my family, my friends, to some extent, my children, obviously, up until a certain point. And then you can extend that a little bit further. I am responsible for the people in this community of which I choose to be a part of. And us as a community, back in June last year when there were these riots and the people were not getting food and there was obviously literal places being burned down, the different communities within our community came together, and there were people standing through the night guarding the entrances into our general area, not just this gated community, but the general area, to make sure that the people are safe with these, like I said, the giant riots and stuff. They were literally burning down huge, obviously it was first stores and stuff, but it expanded. So my point is, personal responsibility is very important. And it can only extend so far. And that's why we appoint governments, so that, we're responsible for this base, and then there's people above us responsible for certain things downwards, and then people on top of them. And that's how a government ends up being formed. But the higher up that little pyramid is built, the further away they are from us, the more easily it is to start a system of corruption and then maintain it downwards. Oh, if you don't do what we say, we will blah, blah, blah. If you don't do what we say, we will blah, blah, blah. If you... Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, he says, humanity has just been forced onto an even more dangerous path than before. So he is well aware of the difficult situation that they're in right now. Like Pixa said, they are more fit to rule in this case than those bastards from before. But their job isn't any easier. It's still a dangerous position to be in, especially since they don't know anything about their history, about Titans. So, which means, oh my God, Sasha's reading face again. This head though. The false charges against the Survey Corps are gone. You acted in legitimate self-defense. The royal capital and the administrative district are provisionally under Commander-in-Chief Zackley's control. The nobles haven't counterattacked. We're free now. Wah! Is that Sasha? She's grabbing onto Mika-san Woo! And Connie is doing a kick. Yay. They're free. At least for now. But how? How in the world? What did you do to them? We didn't do anything. Do you still not understand? Those royal government pigs have no intention of saving the people. The next time Titans attack, there won't be anything left. Not the company, not our families. It was everyone's individual choices, personal responsibility that brought change to our world. The moment someone is trying to take recognition, if they were yeah, we did it, the focus here is on how people made the people made the change through their individual choices. And that is what changed. That is what will change our world. Each individual person needs to start making different decisions and stop counting on all these stupid political figures that are 95% fake bullshit grifters. We should start. Okay, that's maybe 85%. I don't know. I haven't. At this point, I'm very biased against all politicians because of my own countries. But there was just today, I saw a tweet from a guy. Wait, I'll show you guys. Likes. How to. Let's see if I can find it. Here. Umgeni municipality is now debt-free. After only 11 months of DA governance, a 10.4 million rand loan was paid off, which will save ratepayers 450,000 in interest this year. So this is one example of one politician actually doing a good thing. I don't trust this whole party, not at all. But I was really like, wow, that the politician did something. So there are good ones out there. Just wanted to put them, but I'm a little bit hesitant to just. One action doesn't make someone an overall good person. Well, we'll see it. Time will tell. But that is a pretty big thing in South Africa, which is very heavily in debt overall. Okay. I will read that one more time. It was everyone's individual choices that brought change to our world. I will snap that as well. Save. Hunch, I'm sorry. Those 3 you entrusted me with, I let them die. Well, at least you neutralized those gun-toting bastards, right? No, not all of them. The leader and his teams are off somewhere with Aaron and Historia. If we don't find them soon, this revolution will be derailed. About that, I just might know where Aaron and Historia are. I'm not absolutely certain, but I think our only choice is to take our chances with this. Ooh, fuck this. We'll end this battle there. Dun, dun, dun. I think I'm going to end here too because this video is 2 hours long. So I'll probably split it in 2. I talked way too much. So let's say 59 to 61, and then on Saturday, potentially 62, 2, and then I'll leave it open. So, oops, what the fudge? A lot of really good discussions in these chapters. Well, I think I rambled a bit here and there, but it's just it's difficult to put my thoughts into words when I'm translating. Well, I wouldn't say that I'm consciously translating one by one. I obviously have a really good English vocabulary, but still, if something's not your first language and you haven't spent a lot of time like working out the words, like I told you guys yesterday, I read in someone's Twitter profile that they're a groomer. And like I've said before, people put map in their profile, like minor attracted person. So people aren't shy about these things. So I was like, what, you're a groomer? Okay, I'm not going to talk to you. This is too weird. I think I said you're not worth talking to, because like, how would I argue with someone that's a groomer, that identifies as a groomer? And I'm like, no. And actually he was like, how dare you judge my career, blah blah blah. And I guess he's a dog groomer or something, but I've never heard someone like if you're an animal groomer, you call yourself pet groomer. Or even nowadays people use stylist, because it's usually these fancy ladies with these little dogs that take their pet stylist or something. the word groomer is not used in that way. So I mean, there's still like things that I need to. So I'm trying my best to have these conversations on the fly, but I have, like, I'm more confident in my Attack on Titan notes, where the things are written down, and I've had the chance to, okay, let's look up this word, make sure I'm using it correctly, okay, and then we'll put this flow. This is repeating myself, take that away, so it reads more easy. So when you're just rambling, you don't have the chance to edit your thoughts like that. So it comes out a little bit more convoluted, if that's the right word. Is it? I'm pretty sure. But I try. And I thank everyone who took the time to listen to my ramblings. Cheers. Damn it, Attack on Titan alcohol would be so awesome. So, yeah, that is only 3 chapters for today. But I think it was a lot of fun, and I will see you guys again tomorrow for One Piece manga. We could, if we want to continue with Attack on Titan just because it flows better, we could swap One Piece and Attack on Titan, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then for Shippuden tonight, 8:30, and the One Piece manga. And then on Friday, or we might swap One Piece manga and Genshin. I always want to play Genshin. Bye, Mother. Thank you. I'm also ending the stream now, so thank you to everyone. Glad you were able to do a stream tonight. Mob and Pokemon was fun, and I really enjoyed the discussion with the Attack on Titan chapters. Hope you have good luck with Pokemon and have a good night's sleep. Thank you. Enjoy work. It depends on if the Pokemon bug gets you after Naruto. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty much ending the stream and the video now, because I'm really glad I was able to do 4 hours today, despite not being. I was feeling a little bit sad because yesterday I wasn't really productive. So I pushed my manga read along to tonight, and then I was like, I'm starting so late because I was with Tama and Yuki. So I was like, no, let's do a stream. And it was really fun, and I'm glad the internet had its shit together for the most part. So thank you for watching Mob with me. Thank you for reading manga with me. And I'll see you again for definitely Shippuden. And maybe more manga, probably, but also maybe Genshin. Maybe you should vote. I will put up a poll before the stream. Keep an eye out for that. Okay. Have a great Thursday. If you are a Pokemon Go player, I'm pretty sure there is a new event starting, a Halloween event, so have fun. I'm gonna try to go play. Because I didn't really have time today, so no shiny for me. Enjoy work, enjoy your night, have good dreams, good sleep, good snacks, and see you tonight. Bye.